Hello all, this is JC3 from Is This Real? Do you want to start your own podcast? Then look no further than Buzzsprout.com. We here at Green Hour Media use Buzzsprout, and we love the team at Buzzsprout. They are all about helping you succeed. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform. Follow the link in our show notes to let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. It gets you a $20 paid Amazon gift card if you sign up with a paid plan and helps support our show. Join us and over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout.com to get your message out to the world.
From the Keith Twins and Killer Studios in Paterson, New Jersey, Green Hour Media proudly presents Is This Real? Tonight, in continuation with our Halloween episodes, we are going to look into the UFO phenomena, UFO and aliens coming your way. Now your host, JC3.
Welcome everybody to another fantastic episode of Is This Real? Like usual, in the booth, this week's episode is about UFOs, alien stories, government conspiracy about aliens and UFOs. Who knows what we got on, because we obviously don't know what the hell we're doing here. In the booth this week, to my right...
Speak for yourself.
I have Yashua. I have Roadblock. Say what's up to the people, Rody.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody?
Across from me, Big Joe, you heard him in the intro. Dad, say hello to the peoples.
Hello, peoples, and welcome to our program.
We are, again, without Mr. West. We do miss you, Mr. West, but we know you making that shmoney, so continue doing what you need to do. But again, this week we're talking about UFOs, again, I think.
It started out that way when we did the schedule, anyway.
Yeah. So I know there's a couple things. I know we did four episodes in a row about basically hauntings. So we're changing it up over here, and we're doing an episode about UFOs. Now we've talked about
no demons this week.
No demons this week, at least not in our home. We've talked about UFOs before in a couple episodes before you came in. What?
You said in our house. Excuse me?
I don't know. So I know back in our earlier episodes when we talked about whatchamacallit, New York. What's that place in New York?
Pine Bush.
Pine Bush. We talked about Pine Bush, New York. And we also talked about the desert, and we talked about Area 51, and we talked about all that. But we're mainly focused on just different spooky UFO stories or conspiracy theories we believe in, or what we might believe in. About this week, because it is Halloween spooky season, so we want to keep it scary but light. We don't want to really get deep in to deep conspiracy theories, because I think that we can save that for season 4B. So who wants to start off? Joshua, Dad, Joshua, which one?
Pick and choose, flip a coin.
All right, I'll go first. I just want to break into this UFO stuff with just a little background. In 1948, I believe it was.
When you were born.
Oh, that's the kind of episode it's going to be, Tubby? Okay, you want lighthearted or you want to really go at it? Come on, either way, we could do it. Come on.
1948.
1948, okay. The first basically recorded sightings of the UFOs started this whole movement. It was in, I believe it was Wyoming. No, I'm sorry. It was in Washington, state of Washington. Some guy was out in a crop duster, and all of a sudden he saw 5 UFOs in a line, and he didn't know what they were, so he reported them. And that was basically the very first sighting of what we now know as UFOs, unidentified flying objects. And it has gone the gamut from... Does the government know? Doesn't the government know? Is it real? Is it not real? Okay, stuff like that. But one thing that really caught my eye when, before the show when I did my research for this program, basically was UFO shutdowns of our military installations.
Them motherfuckers are coming for us.
Okay, and
they don't want us.
Okay, a group of former U.S. Air Force officers, led by retired U.S. Air Force Captain Robert Salas, have alleged that they have irrefutable evidence that UFOs have shut down American nukes. And they give you a map, different Air Force bases. What?
They're going after the nukes?
Well, that would make sense
It's
because
fucking
of
Russia.
Well, no. Well, what if they know that? What if they're superior intelligence and they know where our weaponry is to fight back?
Weaponry. I don't know. Maybe. I guess. Is there any more details on that?
Yeah. Would you let me get them out? You fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1964 at Big Sur, California. Okay. Ex-Air Force First Lieutenant Robert Jacobs allegedly saw a craft flying over a dummy warhead in a test flight in California. He gave his testimony. He said, I was part of the U.S. Air Force cover-up. It was shaped like a flying saucer and was firing a beam of light at our warhead. Going 1967, Malmstrom Base, Montana. 10 intercontinental ballistic missiles became unusable when they saw UFOs over the thing. They said the attack implied a level of sophistication that no human at the time possessed, he claimed, which was, again, Robert Salas. Robert Salas, isn't that the jet coach?
That's Robert Saleh.
Salas. Okay. Walker Base, New Mexico. Deputy Missile Combat and Crew Commander Jerome Nelson, 1963-64. UFOs emitted beams of light towards his missile silos at Walker Air Force Base in Roswell.
Quick question.
Sure.
Is there any other evidence of this happening to any other countries' nuclear warheads?
I don't know. I'd have to look into that.
Because if there's not, then I guess we have anti-American aliens?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe they're just going where the nuclear warheads are. And since we have the most of them, concentrated in our country, that maybe they know this, or maybe they're in cahoots with the government. You know what I mean? Maybe the government and them are doing this together, which I believe, but that's neither here
So
nor there.
you believe that our government is talking to extraterrestrial people, or not people, things,
Aliens.
and having their own missiles that they control shut down because of?
No, that's not what I said. I said I believe that the government is in bed somewhere with these with UFOs, and they're exchanging technology. Now, maybe they exchanged the technology with them, and they decided that they're going to come and visit our nuclear warheads and render them incapable for some reason.
And you think the U.S. government approved that?
Yeah, I do believe the U.S. government is definitely. If you believe in Area 51, do you believe in Area 51?
Well, I do believe in Area 51.
Do you believe that they're doing experiments out there on?
I don't believe the Men in Black Area 51, because that's what basically you're talking about.
Okay, well then that's what I'm talking about.
Because I don't know if you remember the scene in Men in Black. I don't know if you've seen it, Dan. But Josh, do you remember this scene where the headquarters where all the aliens were transporting in and out?
Yeah.
That's basically what he's talking about.
To a
What?
degree, I kind of agree with what you're saying, but I don't think Dad means it to that extent because that's completely sci-fi and
I-
exaggerated.
Yeah, look, you could look at it any way you want. I think the government has definitely tapped resources from extraterrestrials.
Well, yeah, tap resources from things.
Well, that would mean they have to talk to them. That would mean they have to interact with them.
that means you could take things that have been dropped down into the earth
And reverse engineer them.
and reverse engineer them. That doesn't mean you have contact with extraterrestrials or aliens.
You
that
don't
are
think
out
our
there.
government has contact with extraterrestrials?
I can't say yes or no on that.
But you're coming at me like this skeptic. Like,
Oh,
how can I
because
possibly believe that?
Because it's kind of, to me, too far fetched. Like I could see some people saying that, talking to us and be like, oh, that theory's out there. No lone gunmen, no this, no that. I get that. Some things like the U.S. government is talking to the aliens about shutting down our technology so we can replace it with theirs, and the aliens are actually shutting down our own technology for their own benefit.
Okay, I didn't say they were shutting it down because of their talking to him. What I said was, oh my God, I said that if we are in contact with them, and then they are by themselves experimenting on our stuff and going to our military installations and somehow shutting stuff down to see if they can do it. Wouldn't that be smart of them if they were in contact with us and then they decided to check out if they can stop the nuclear warheads that might be coming their way as a defense mechanism so they can attack us?
To be honest, if they're dumb enough to think that we can outsmart them when they've achieved intergalactic travel and we haven't yet, then they're dumb aliens. Because that means they have technology we don't.
Yeah, they do. You're absolutely right. But
they could also be doing something like, double crossing, trying to play a nice game and share information with us, let us see their technology, try to reverse engineer it, but then in the back of the head, they'll be like, okay, well, yeah, you can reverse engineer it. Go ahead.
Okay. So
good luck. And then, completely fuck us over.
So this is 007 with aliens. Cool. Let's do this.
The Israeli government also says... an Israeli space official has claimed that aliens are real and secretly in contact with America and Israel, but are keeping their existence quiet because humanity isn't ready. See, you asked me if there was any more. Well, that's
the Israeli government saying that Israel and the United States are in cahoots now with aliens. That's what that was saying.
Okay. Lombros de Calamajos wrote a paper. He works for the government, Communication with Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And in it, he says, we are not alone in the universe.
Oh, okay. I don't believe that.
All right. We have contact with aliens. We have contact with extraterrestrials. This is coming from a government source now. So, I don't know what else you want me to say. That's basically... they're there. Our own government is saying that they have communication with these things, and in whatever kind of way, whether it's radio or whatever. But you're not going to. The government is not going to tell you everything they got. And again, I do believe Josh is absolutely right. If these things are that smart and they do it, and they're out there and they have achieved all this stuff, well. If they came down to a planet and they were thinking of taking the planet over, why wouldn't you be friendly with that planet, the people in that planet, and then
because they
check and see if they can stop all their fucking nuclear...
Because they already have technology to do any of that.
Okay, first of all, it could be easier, and I'm going to explain something to you. God, it would be easier to befriend your enemy and to make them think you're on the same side and destroy them from within than it is to just full-on frontal war. If they really are that smart, and if anyone is that smart, that's how things are done. If you want to destroy something, you do it from the inside. Yes. You befriend them first, gain their trust, give them a little bit of access to your technology, let them think they're doing good or something that could advance their technology, and they'll be like, flip a switch, there you go, done. Let's move the fuck on.
Yeah, I mean, keep your enemies close, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I would believe that, that they are here. And then we covered the Greys a couple of weeks ago, and we I read that article where certain people believed that the government was working with the Greys to create a virus that would take over, kill the world.
Mm-hmm.
Did not say that. So what makes that so far-fetched from happening? What are we in the middle of now?
No, I get that, but I don't know. It's just, to me, it's a little more far-fetched than talking about a virus that has happened before in the world.
Well, this is what we do here. We talk about far-fetched stuff.
Well, I know that, but I could also disagree with that far-fetched thing.
No, that's fine. You can disagree with it at all. So I'm giving you example after example of what I'm finding.
You have 2 examples.
Okay, so you want me to write a book for you? Would you take the time to read it?
Paragraph, essay, MLA.
I mean, I thought we were just doing this on the radio type of deal here. Now you want a book?
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a book, but you're saying, you know, like you have so much evidence that they're here and we're communicating with them.
I didn't say evidence. I said examples, not evidence.
Well, what isn't an example an evidence of something?
No, an example is something that's on that I can show you. Look, this is what I found out. It's up to you to believe it or not.
Okay.
So, what did you bring to the table tonight, Tubby? Come on.
Okay, so we're going to take a short little break.
Yeah.
And then we'll go into Joshua's story after we get back from break. We'll be right back, guys.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan, Donald Trump Jr.
Hogs to win, see you. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics.
Hi, this is Anthony from Multimedia Mafia. If you love what we do and you want to know more about us, head on over to greenarrowmedia.org. On there, you're going to find links to both Multimedia Mafia show and our sister show, Is This Real?, which is all about conspiracies and aliens and all sorts of wonderful stuff like that. If you want to support us, head on over to our merch page where you can buy a hat or a mug. We have lots of different designs and cool colors. If you want to meet us, we got pictures up there. We have a little biography, and you can even stream the show right through the website. And hey, don't forget to check out our YouTube link, where you can check out all the filming that we do right on our YouTube page. Check us out, greenarrowmedia.org.
And welcome back from break. So, UFOs. This is where we are, people. This is the time that we are in unidentified flying objects and aliens coming down to put things in our buttholes. Now,
Wait a minute.
well, hopefully there's new technology on vibrators that aliens can bring. You know what I mean?
No.
On those lonely nights, big boy?
No.
Okay. You know what I wish, which alien technology was real?
What?
You know that like memory evaporator that the Men in Black had? That
Really?
thing?
That's what you want?
Yeah, so I could forget this episode. Okay, on to your story, Joshua.
Oh, if that's the case, I want the disintegrator ray.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your story, Josh?
She's going to make the disintegrator ray disintegrate you. Talk about overworking your equipment.
Anyway, mine's actually more about an alien video that I am going to discuss very briefly, because it does seem kind of old. I did share it with you guys. If you could find it, it's an interview with an alien, Area 51 or so, it alleges. There is a lot of speculation behind it, whether if it's real or fake. I can view it as kind of fake, but the reason I'm talking about it is because even when I first saw it, and even if I watch it again, it actually still gives me the chills. Because if it was fake, it was really well done. If it wasn't fake, it's scary as fuck, and we should be worried.
You're talking about the one from 1997?
I'm always worried.
I don't know. Is it from 1997?
It says Area 51, the alien interview.
Yeah, I know there's several. Like you can see them
It has
on
the green
YouTube.
guy.
No, it's not green though. The one I see, it's always in black and white.
That wasn't in
And
black and white. I was watching the video. That wasn't in black and white.
I'm pretty sure it was black and white.
That motherfucker was green.
Was it green?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was black and white.
You're colorblind.
Okay, maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe that's why I suck at colors. I don't know. Anyway, get off my screen. Shut up. Thank you. Sorry, I was looking at it. Anyway, it's a really dark lit room. There's only one alien in the room. You can't see the interviewer. The voices is low. You can just about make out clearly the interviewer, but the alien's voice is kind of dark, damp. like gritty type of voice. You can just barely make out what it's saying. And it's basically saying that it's from Earth, but it's from the future. And that when it traveled through the interstellar, I guess spaceport or whatever the hell it was, and it came back and it wanted to warn us, but so much time has passed that for some reason, somehow it went back in time when it came back and landed here, which I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just the way the video is. And it's saying that it is human, that it is that it has evolved. There's been tons of wars, and just it just I don't know what it is about that video. Like every time I see it, I get creeped out. Plain and simple. For me,
it's creepy. I'm watching it now. It is really fucking creepy.
Yeah, like it's very, very, very well done. If it's fake, like I said, if it's not fake, it is something to be scared of. Let's just put it that way. It's probably one of the few things I actually do believe in, only because I do believe in science, and there's tons of other galaxies out there, and we're not just the only one. We're actually not stable. We're actually floating through space, and at one point in time, probably millions of years ahead of time, where none of us will be alive, our galaxy might collide with another galaxy. Like those kind of things seem real and possible to me. So things like aliens have never been far-fetched for me, at least in my mind.
Yeah,
I think they're
I agree
totally
with you.
plausible.
I agree with you, because the vastness of space is just way too much out there. There's too much room. And for us to sit here and go, well, we're the only thing out there, that's kind of egotistical in a way.
Oh, definitely.
You got to, what are we with the, that would make you almost like the greatest lottery winner in the world, because you got to be, alive and in this billions and billions and billions of, galaxies and stuff. To me, it's just way too much.
Yeah. And it actually, it makes me question, why would you be so skeptical, Joey? Because even me and you had that conversation the one day a couple weeks back, where we were just staring up at the sky, and unfortunately, we're in Patterson, so you can't see that many stars. But we saw a couple, and I think even you said it. It was crazy that light that we're seeing in the sky was a former star, but it's dead. But we're still seeing it because light takes years to travel through, and we can still see it.
I'm not skeptical in the fact that I don't believe in aliens. I'm not stupid. Honestly, I think if you believe that you're the only, or we're the only type of life form, living, breathing, coherent life form in the universe, and you're ignorant and you're kind of stupid. I'm sorry to say that so bluntly, and I don't want to offend anybody that's listening, but
you're trying to say we have stupid listeners.
But that's just because I think the people who actually listen to us are smart and they know what the hell's going on.
Well, we try to keep that informed, yeah.
And they know shit is not, right side up, and they know, with the stuff that we try to bring out and talk about, they know, okay, these guys somewhat have an idea, or try to have an idea of what the hell they're talking about. But to the point of what Dad was saying, where that they're secretly double-crossing the U.S. and Israeli government, is kind of too Hollywoody. I'm really.
It can be, but you got to think about it. How
like Pierce
Hollywood
Brosnan's going to be in an alien suit, and
no, come on, think about it. It's either you go with the Men in Black theory, or you go with Independence Day, where they straight up just want to blow everything up and then take our resources.
Joe, you also got to look at it this way. I mean, if you want to sit there,
with more into Independence Day, because that's what I think. Honestly, if you have to really think about it. If you're an intelligent being that has achieved intergalactic time travel and intergalactic space travel, why? And I understand the point of friends before enemies, or keep your enemies close. I get that, but why would you waste your time and talk about millions and millions of years of I don't know, keeping your eye on certain species?
Why do we do it? Why do we do it? Why do we go to space? Why are we talking?
Because
about
we're just hitting that brink right now.
How did they get to that point?
Well, we don't know.
Well, how do you know that they're not coming here seeking further knowledge. They're going to look
Further
at this
knowledge
planet.
about what? They're going to look at this planet and say, "Oh, they're not as advanced as
Right,
we are."
but they're going to look.
Yeah, but
they're going to look.
If they're going to sit there and look, but they're not going to sit there and turn around and say, "Hey, Donald Trump, can you help us with this?"
No, again, you're taking it to a different level here. That's not what I said. What I said was it behooves the United States government, okay, to look into matters like this, to try to make contact with these things, and who knows if they're not made contact already. We don't know. I mean, it could be. You know what? They may not have, but we don't know that. But for national security, if you really want to protect your country, you have to turn over every stone. You have to make sure that you know everything around you. And that might even be getting in bed with some,
But yeah, that makes sense for the people. That makes sense for us. That makes sense for the people that are living on this planet. For any alien spaceship or person, thing, whatever the hell you want to call them, that's out there, it doesn't make sense.
Well, I disagree.
It could be. You never know the backstory, because you got to think. Just because they're extraterrestrial doesn't mean they didn't go through things like we went through things.
Right.
They could be coming from a planet that was completely ravaged by war, and maybe it's fucked up, but they want to come and take over our planet and say, "Hey, this is our home now." They can.
Are you talking about Decepticons?
Essentially, yes.
See
It's
what
the
I
same-
mean? Hollywood, thank you very much.
Yes, but it's the same theory. It can be possible. It'd be ignorant to sit there and think that, okay, a planet didn't get destroyed by war, or it didn't get destroyed by wearing out its resources. What do you think we're doing right now? We're going through fossil fuels and stuff like that at an alarming fucking rate, and you never know if this shit's gonna last. It could be the same thing for the aliens, and they're trying to find another suitable home. I know it sounds Hollywood because Hollywood has done it.
But that's my point. If you're going to sit there,
things.
and try to find a suitable home, now again, if you look down in history and you look at events in history, there has been some events in history that and occurrences that you sit there and go, that couldn't have been made by man. Pyramids. A lot of people think pyramids were made by aliens. The freaking thing in London. Stonehenge.
Yes.
People thought that was made by aliens. Some things. If you're looking for a suitable planet, why are you sitting there taking millions and millions of years to actually? If that was the case, and if that was the case, and I was an alien life form that achieved intergalactic travel, and I came down to this planet, seeing that they still have people enslaved, they still were working with sticks and dirt and living in mud huts, I would have taken over the fucking planet then.
I mean, okay, all right, I can see your point on that side, but it could also play into the fact that they're waiting for something to happen, or it's the same thing with a plant. You're not going to sit there like flowers. You're not going to sit there and pluck it when it's like halfway blooming or whatever.
And who knows what they were looking for?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have been looking for, technology. They could be looking for something that's even more. Well, I come down to a planet and it's got dinosaurs on it. Well, I don't really need that, but I'm going to put a note in it that there's dinosaurs on that planet, and and then maybe we have to revisit it, a couple hundred years from now or whatever. But they might have been looking for advanced forms of, of civilization, maybe on par with themselves, and on par with maybe even more advanced.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hello, nerds. Come listen to the History Nerds United podcast, and let's make history fun again. We interview today's best authors, whether they are established Pulitzer Prize winners or someone debuting their first book. Let us show you that history is not a boring class you took in high school, but a place where the best stories come from. And we don't just cover history. We also love to chat about true crime, biographies, memoirs, and so much more. So head on over to History Nerds United and let us introduce you to your new favorite book and learn the story behind the story.
History Nerds United.
If that is possible, we're probably not to that point, obviously. But it's like, also, we got, 9 planets in our solar system, and we're pretty much the only one that actually has full life on it, right?
So far,
according to scientists, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Even though
Who's to say,
more and more information days saying that there's probably life forms on Mars.
To the degree, yeah, there might be some
bacteria.
Yeah, exactly. To a degree, that life could be forming on there right now as we speak, and we won't know because it takes millions of years. But we're the only ones in this galaxy, and who's to say the aliens are trying to find another galaxy, and we just happen to be in the way. Like I referred to earlier with science saying that our galaxy isn't steady, isn't stationary. We're actually floating through space because you never know. An alien be coming from like space Kentucky or whatever is trying to find some way.
Space Kentucky?
Yeah, I'm trying to throw a little bit of comedy in there, right?
Yeah,
it could be coming from space Kentucky, and then they're trying to find Utah, and we're New Jersey, and we just so happen to get in the way. You know what I mean?
Well, then they need a space map.
Exactly, that's the point. But who has a space map? No one does.
Well, if they're traveling, they should have a space map.
It's not going to be possible.
They traveled space and time, but they don't have a map. Okay.
No, they don't.
Okay, thank you very much.
If the universes and galaxies are moving, there's no point in having a map.
Yeah,
That's
it's
very
moving
true.
very slowly, though.
To us, maybe not to them.
See, there's so many things out there that are unanswered that you're never going to know in your lifetime. And your kids.
I'm not having kids.
Well, whatever. I mean, you know what? I'm talking about lifetimes. You're never going to know. We're never going to know. Everything evolves. Everything's going to evolve. Who knows? Maybe we are going to, evolve into what this creature was.
Maybe we are the aliens.
To them, we are. Yeah.
Yeah. You never know.
Like they landed years ago, and we are the ones who did take over.
Maybe you're right. You don't know that. You don't have. No one has a clue. But just like man decides that we're gonna send up these ships with records on them so they can communicate with life form somewhere.
And can anyone tell me why William Shatner had to go to fucking space?
Wait, he went to space?
Yeah, for like 12 minutes.
Because it was great. It was a great publicity stunt. That's all. That's all it really was.
About Star Trek.
You know what
I
I
was
mean?
like, yeah. Plus, he was one of the originals. Why wouldn't he?
Right.
Fuck him. Anywho.
Would you not?
No. Okay. But
Don't disrespect the Shatner. Sorry.
Okay. I think we're going to take our second break, and then we're going to go into, I guess, if we believe these theories are real. I mean...
Well, let's give all our opinions on what we believe is real. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to take a short little break, and we'll be right back, guys.
Hey, New Jersey and Pennsylvania. If you need a professional photographer, then we here at Green Arrow Media recommend Captured Moments by Danielle. Professional headshots, school pictures, family, holiday vacations, you name it, she can shoot it. She even does engagement photos as well as boudoir shots for both women and couples. So if you're located in New Jersey or Pennsylvania and you're looking for a professional photographer, remember to contact Captured Moments by Danielle at www.capturedmomentsbydanielle.com.
Welcome back to Space Kentucky. No, welcome back to Space. Welcome back to Israel.
Space Utah.
I'm on Space Kentucky and Space. Let's just avoid Space Alabama.
Oh, please.
No, what are you doing, stepbrother? Okay, no. So this last couple minutes, I do want to talk about what Dad said, and let's talk about what we believe in and shit like that, and whether or not we think these conspiracy theories are real or not. I'll start with you, Dad. What are your beliefs on this whole? We'll talk about the two things we talked about tonight. Now, we talked about a lot of things, but what you talked about with, the James Bond-style alien raid, and then we'll talk about Joshua's 1997 directed
All right, I get it. Can
James
I go?
Cameron video.
Okay. You know what? Look, here's the deal. Okay. I do believe that our government isn't going to tell us everything that they're involved in. They, for national security, they're not going to do it. However, I do believe that in with all the stuff that the government has its hands in, and it is secretive and that is slowly coming out, I do believe that the government is in touch with extraterrestrial life forms for whatever reason, and trying to learn what's going on, or maybe trying to keep them close to the vest so we can keep them on our side. I don't know. Can I prove any of this? No. But what I can prove is slowly the government is coming out with more and more stuff. We're so much now that the Congress is actually looking in on itself, saying we have to do something here. We have to release some of this information. Okay. Do I believe that the aliens, that article is true, that the aliens were taking out or messing with our nuclear warheads? I do believe it's a possibility. I can't say I believe it for sure because I don't have any evidence. But what I do have is a couple of corresponding or corroborating pieces that say the same thing. That, yeah, we've seen, just like we've seen nuclear power plants be visited by aliens, and that's not even, that goes on and on all the time. You know, and that's not just government people saying it. That's actually people that see UFOs around. So I believe anywhere where there's high energy, I believe they can figure this out. The extraterrestrials can figure this out, and maybe maybe they're looking for a way to find a way to power their equipment so they can get home, or they can get onto their next stop.
So we are the Earth.
Yes, we're a gas station for aliens. Okay, jerk off. I know you're going to go with that.
Gas
okay.
station.
So that's my take on the whole thing. I believe that if you think that we're the only life form,
I do gotta say
I'm supposed to be talking here. Okay, if somehow you believe that we are the only life form in the universe, or whatever universe is out there, that's really egotistical of you, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Shame.
Okay,
This is Real Podcast.
So yes, I do believe there's extraterrestrials. I do believe they are coming here. And exploring our planet from the inside and from nuclear power plants and government installations.
I do got to say, I was reading a little information that UFO sightings, legitimate UFO sightings, I guess you would call that have been reported, were 1,000 in 2019, and in 2020 jumped to 7,200. So you're talking about 6,200 more UFO sightings. Now, granted, people were home.
I was going to say that something like that could be realistic due to the fact that everyone was home.
Yeah.
Like
people
you're
were
home,
and
you have time, you're staring out your backyard more often. You can spend time with family, and you're being safe. You're trying to take it easy for once, but you're also worried about the future. You look up and you see something moving. You'd be like, hey, that's not supposed to happen.
But yeah, so there is a jump from 2019 to 2020 in UFO sightings. And again, I do think that's caused because, people were home, and people, like Josh said, were just daydreaming outside their back window, or just, because I think a lot of people in 2020 also took trips, even though they weren't supposed to. And they just went into, forests, or they went into the desert and just was like, I'm probably not going to do this anymore when I'm working, so let me just do this now. But Joshua, getting back to your Space Kentucky.
Space Utah.
Your video.
Yes.
Do you fully believe in that video?
Not fully. For me, it's way too convincing to the point where it actually gives me goosebumps. So that kind of makes me be like, I think it's fake. But I do believe in aliens. I think it's very possible for it to happen at any time. We never know when it's happening. If it is happening now, I don't think so much as the same wavelength as Dad, where we're actually communicating with them. Because I think that would be very difficult. I do think there's a possibility that something happened, like Roswell, where technology was left behind, and we're trying to reverse engineer it and make use of it, because that could shoot us years ahead in the technology game. But my main thing is that if we can have irrefutable proof, that would be good. Actually, it's a double-edged sword. It'd be good and it would be bad.
Yeah, I'm like,
because you never know if it's one of those things that can cause mass hysteria.
But think about what the world would be like if Joe Biden came out on stage with an alien in his right hand and said, "Here's E.T."
That's the thing.
Everyone probably shit themselves.
You're right to a degree, because I
And then
think
all the
people
goth girls
would
would be like, "Oh my god, there's aliens."
I'm not going down that road. Anyway, you could. It's so many degrees of that because you got the people that would believe it and, like you said, would shit their pants. You got the people who would be skeptics, who were like, "Oh, this is all propaganda. This is blah 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 blah," all that type of stuff. Like, I would love having hard evidence like that, but at the same time, the people who go out there and actually find this stuff or see weird stuff happening that could actually be UFOs. My only problem with that is, even if it is real, get a steady fucking hand. I'm tired of looking at videos.
Okay, first of all, you have to think about this. You're enjoying your night with your boys. You're drinking, or whatever. It'll probably be drinking, and you sit there. Well, you're an alcoholic. What can I say? And you sit there, and you're looking in the sky. You're like, "Hey, the fuck is that?"
Okay, first of all, if I'm that drunk, I'm not looking up.
I'm sorry, you're blacked out. I get you. Okay, so when you're just
No. My point is,
like
there's
what
so
the
many.
Fuck?
No,
you're gonna sit there and you're gonna take your camera out and try to zoom in, and you know how people are, especially even steady hand camera people. When they try to zoom in on phones, you're not going to get a steady hand on that.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. I want someone to get that good concrete evidence that isn't so hot damn shaky.
Wait,
There's so many
basically-
people. There's so many people in cars that take footage of things where they see in the sky and they keep driving. I'm like, oh yeah, look at this thing I saw in the sky. I'm like,
well, they're following it.
You don't have to if it's in the sky.
So basically,
and
what
if
you
get
want,
off to the side and get a good view.
So what
you won't have to
Joshua
follow
wants
it.
is if I see.
I'm not asking people to be tornado chasers.
No.
With
It's not
aliens.
even that. What you're basically asking is if I see a globe in the sky, or a whatever the fuck you want to call it, a glowing light in the sky, that I'm like, okay, that's not supposed to be moving like that. Or it's not a meteor. It's not a star. It's not nothing. It looks weird. Or there's 5 globes creating a triangle. You want me to take my giant fucking movie camera out, zoom in as close as I can, and have James Cameron direct it.
For you, yes, because we're a media production company, we can do that. For the other people out there, if you find something, if you see something, don't keep driving. Pull off to the side, get a good view, take a couple pictures, or take a quick...
Cause an accident to get this view.
Pull off to the side of the road. I'm still saying you should be safe. I'm always saying that. All right? Pull off to the side of the road. Get a view or an angle of whatever it is you're looking at and take pictures. And the reason why I'm saying this...
That's the angle Daddy likes.
And you just had to ruin it. The reason why I'm saying that is because if you see something and you think you have really good evidence, there's always going to be skeptics. Mm-hmm. Now, you can't argue. Anybody can argue. Let me just make that clear. But you can't really argue, at least with yourself, that you didn't see something if you're going to sit there and make the effort to actually capture the whole thing. Because it's always those videos where like, oh, I captured something, but then like they have their phone like this going a mile a minute in 8 different directions. Like they're not focusing on that. That's my thing.
Well, because what they're basically doing is, if you think about it, you're trying to experience it with your own eye at the same time trying to record it. It's like the same type same type of thing you get with when you do live camera phone music, not like concert venue things. People are trying to view the concert in real life with their own eyes.
Yeah, but
at the same time trying to record.
Yeah, no.
And it's very hard to do that.
Of course it is. I understand that. I'm just saying, like, if you really want evidence, if you think you're in one of those moments, try a little bit harder. That's all I'm basically saying, because it's one of those things where anybody at any moment can experience something that may or may not be extraterrestrial related. Like there was this one time, and it was a couple weeks back.
Was it in band camp?
No. I had mistook. I don't know. Anyway,
we're not English professors here.
But I got my English all fucked up tonight. I don't care. Anyway, I was walking from my friend's house because I was with her and I was walking their dog. So her house is a couple houses before mine. So I stopped in front of her house, said goodnight, said bye to the dog, and I started walking towards my house.
You said bye to the dog?
Yes. I like the dog. Shout out to Luigi. Adorable little fucker. Just saying. Anyway.
My God.
I said bye. And I said, I'll see you at work to my friend. And I kept walking. And for some reason, I looked up. And this is why I said I mistaked, whatever.
Mistaken.
Whatever. I looked up through the trees, and it just so happened that the shape, I guess I saw through the trees, looked really weird to me. Like, it caught my attention dead in the middle of the street, and I actually stopped and looked at it because it kind of looked like two pointy, like imagine Batman's eyes, like in the dark, but you can only see like the white of his eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was like very defined. It was like two upside down triangles or whatever the case is.
It was too defined to be something that shouldn't be there.
Basically. Exactly. So it caught my attention and actually kind of scared the shit out of me.
And you took a shit.
Yeah, it kind of scared the shit out of me. I stood there for a second. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Batman's attacking
So
you.
I actually like walked a couple steps to the right, and I was going to take a picture, but then I realized that the trees moved, and what it was is that I saw the light from the next block over was just so happened to be shining straight through that little patch that was there. So it freaked me out for a second. I'm like, oh shit, I'm being followed. This is like Bill Gates' spider monkeys coming to get me or some shit like that. Or maybe it's UFOs. I don't fucking know.
Wait a minute.
So that's why I stepped over and I was like inspecting it. And if it was still there, which it wasn't, unfortunately, I figured out what it was. I would have actually.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
I'm not going to go down the direction. I was going to take out my phone and take a picture and show you guys, but like, yo, this is some creepy shit that happened to me. But it wasn't. There was an explanation.
I think anybody would feel creepy if spider monkeys were coming after them, especially robotic ones sent by Bill Gates.
Hey, look, Tony knows the story. I'm not going over it again. That's it. That's all I have to say. Anyway.
Okay. So, no, I don't believe that video was real.
Aww.
And no, I don't believe the aliens and the U.S. government are in cahoots to shut down nuclear warheads. So, on next week's episode...
You are such a fun fucking killer tonight. You know that?
You're welcome.
I am like on steroids tonight. I'm hyped up for this, and you're just a joy killer.
I don't know. The UFOs, to me, look, I believe in aliens. I believe that, we're not the only ones here. But to me, UFO stories are just boring. I'm going to look at a light in the sky that moves across the sky.
Okay.
But what if a hot blue alien broad just came down and be like, yo, Joey, I want that man meat. Come here.
Why would I tell anybody? I'm keeping her in my room.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm hoping for.
I'm going to be the first guy to find a new life form. And fuck it.
Look at him, homeboy fucked a Martian.
Yeah, like, the fuck? But no, like, to me, they just okay, Area 51 interests me. Because, I do want to know what the fuck's inside Area 51. And I want to know why there's people trained on Area 51 to shoot and kill. You cross the line, you get shot.
Well, that's national security, Joe. That's pretty simple.
Oh, yeah, that's the first thing. But then again,
what's so nationally secure that they need to figure what's in there?
Okay,
I don't know what the fuck that
any
meant,
government compound is trained to shoot and kill on site half the time. You're not supposed to be there.
Hey, you know what the kicker is? Those guys that are trained to shoot and kill are not actually government. They're not from the government. These are paid employees.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Which gives them even more. Which gives them even more credibility. Which scares you even more because they don't care because they got the government in their back pocket.
Yeah, and those are the ones that
they want.
If you connect the Area 51 paid employees, they're probably black ops, and it's all one giant fucking conspiracy theory.
Okay. Everybody, thank you for listening.
I want everybody to vote on do we want to get a new host on this show or not?
No, but that
just send your fucking comments to our inbox, please.
Anybody would that would be a cool conspiracy theory to connect two episodes of ours, Area 51 and Black Ops. Am I wrong?
See, now you're too far-fetched.
Okay, that connecting government workers, which Black Ops are, to these Area 51 trained government workers is too far-fetched, but, Donald Trump and E.T. saying we're going to take out these droids is not far-fetched at all. Okay.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is it for our episode. Let's get the fuck out of here.
So,
Visit our website.
Yes, visit our website at greenhourmedia.org. Follow us on Facebook at Is This Real Podcast. Well, no, I think it's just Is This Real, right?
Is this real? Yeah.
Yes.
No, the Facebook, dickhead.
Is This
Instagram
Real?
is this at Is This Real Podcast. Our Etsy page is Green Hour Media on Etsy.
Buy our mugs.
Buy our mugs. Dad's having his Halloween special, or we're having our Halloween special on there. You get a couple Halloween mugs, and if you're really into Jesus, you could buy some Jesus mugs too.
Hey, whatever you're into, hit them up.
We
Buy
got
our
the mugs for it.
Support us. We'll keep making content for you guys as long as you love what we do and support us. We'll keep doing it.
Please subscribe to our Patreon.
Yes,
it's very cheap. If you want a couple more episodes and more stuff that we're being stupid on, or like what we're talking about,
$5. We get this for free.
$5 a month to hear more stuff. We have episodes up there. Like you're not going to hear anything from us on Spotify from the High Point. The High Point you have to listen to. You have to. It is brilliant what Eric goes through in a 5-minute time frame.
And the Is This Real Extras, we're trying to get started. Little tidbits here and there that we could tie into other episodes that we've done previously.
Yes, and next week's
one.
Okay,
right?
Go on.
No, I was just saying I did one. Did we do another one before that or no?
No, I don't think so.
Mine was which one was it? One of the episodes, Exorcist or whatever. It was.
Yeah, the extra stuff. You read the letter.
Yeah, a confidential letter that was redacted or whatever.
Yes.
Stuff like that, if that's what
But next week's episode is going to be our final Halloween episode before we get into Season 4B, where we get back into our government conspiracy episodes. But next week's episode, we're talking about Sleepy Hollow. And over the past weekend, we went to Sleepy Hollow, and we had some videos. So there will be a video posted online on YouTube, and follow our YouTube page and stuff like that. Please hit the subscribe button on all of these. Just hit the fucking subscribe button. Do it, because we need the subscribers.
Do it.
Yeah. So keep a lookout for the video. Keep a lookout for next week's episode on Sleepy Hollow, because we had a fun time in Sleepy Hollow, and we'll talk about what our experiences were in Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, we actually got to go through some of that audio too.
Yes.
I really want to know what happened when I was getting electric shocks on that thing. So, also, visit our sponsors. I do believe we're going to put a sponsors page up on our Facebook page. I mean, on our website.
greenarrowmedia.org.
Yeah, and that'll take you to all the people that are helping us out in the long run here. And also, if you're in the Paterson, New Jersey area next weekend, I know it was supposed to be this weekend, but it's not. They pushed it back on me again. Next weekend, culminating with the Halloween weekend, we are going to be I will be at St. Gerard's Church in Paterson for the mug sale. We're doing I got a boatload of mugs that I'm doing. I got some Green Hour Media mugs. I got
of mugs.
I'm going to make a couple of mugs here that we got. And if you come by the booth and you say, you know what, I heard you guys on I heard your podcast, whether it's the Triple M or it's us, I'll give you a free mug for the first 20 people. So
yay, free mugs.
Just to come on by, just to let us know that and maybe you might find something we got there interesting. So that's it for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I'm good. So again, thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you next week for our final Halloween episode of this year. And again, before we get into season 4B, which is going to be one hell of a season 4B, a part 2, if you will, because again, you guys know what's coming in November. We all know what's coming in November. We tried to do an episode last year, but we'll definitely get over
the grandfather of them all.
One
other question before we sign off: is there any plans for upcoming for Sunday for doing a live episode?
Not in the works right now.
No, because if you do, it's the only chance you're going to get to promote it.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
We'll keep you updated on our Facebook page and stuff like that. So again, thank you guys for listening. Keep looking at our Facebook page, our Instagram pages. Go on our greenhourmedia.org and look for all of the stuff that to keep you updated on what we're doing. So thank you guys again. Guys, say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
And we'll catch you next week. Remember, question everything.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc, or on Twitter at isthisrealpc, or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.